Okay, so here we are again talking about Justin and Hailey Bieber, but not just for the usual drama. There's this one clip that's been making the rounds, and honestly, it's too wild not to talk about. So picture this. Hailey's on Jimmy Fallon, just doing her thing, and he asks her if she was ever a fan of Justin back in the day. Seems like a simple question, right? But then she's all like, not really. And the internet basically explodes. Like, hold up, girl, we've seen the photos. You at his concerts, near his meet and greets, basically in the same zip code as him every chance you got. And now you're saying you weren't a fan? The internet was not having it. And then there's this other moment, another clip that keeps popping up, where Justin jokes about their marriage being arranged. Yep, arranged. Like some royal family setup or something. That just made people side eye the whole relationship even more. Fans are out here feeling like Hailey tried to rewrite the past and they're not buying it, but wait. This isn't just about old videos being dragged back into the spotlight. Nope. Justin decided to go live on Instagram this past Saturday. And let's just say, people were worried, like really worried. His vibe was off, and now everyone's connecting dots between that live stream and all these resurfaced clips. Let's rewind the clock a little, though, because the internet loves a timeline. So, back in late 2017, Justin and Selena Gomez were kind of back in the mix. You remember that era, right? Suddenly, they were spotted together again, and things looked pretty cozy. But then it came out they were already doing couples therapy. Guess what the sessions were about? Haley. No, seriously. According to TMZ back then, people from Hillsong Church, the church both Justin and Haley were into, said that Justin was trying to patch things up with Haley as part of his spiritual journey. Like, he literally reached out to her to squash any leftover tension from when they dated and broke up not so great. Then, in classic Justin fashion, he decided to be totally honest with Selena and told her about this chat he had with Haley. And yeah, she did not take it well. I mean, can you blame her? Apparently, that's when they thought, okay, maybe therapy could help, so they started going. But surprise, Selena's mom was not a fan of this whole situation either. Okay, picture this. It's early 2018. Valentine's Day rolls around, and guess who's spending it all booed up? Justin Bieber and Haley. Yep, things were looking real sweet. She even rolled up with him to his dad's wedding. That's not small potatoes. That's family level commitment. Then comes March 1st, Justin's birthday. Haley makes it Instagram official by posting this cute little moment. She's pointing at a Polaroid picture of him, and fans are like, okay, it's real, y'all. But wait, not even a full week later, boom, they hit pause, out of nowhere. According to someone who supposedly knows the scoop, they just weren't vibing and figured they needed space. The insider made it sound chill, like no biggie, they'll probably be back soon. But that didn't happen. That was it. Poof. They disappeared as a couple. No more cute outings, no more surprise sightings, nothing. Just like that, they were done. Or at least that's what it looked like. Fast forward a little bit to 2020, and Haley's sitting down with Jimmy Fallon. She's telling this funny story about how, back in April 2018, she did this party trick on his show, opening a bottle of Corona with her teeth. Don't try that at home, kids. Well, the next night, Justin saw the clip and gave her a call. He was like, wait, you can do that? You looked good. Real smooth, right? Now, here's where things start connecting in weird ways. Even though Haley ended up going to the Met Gala with Shawn Mendes a month later, May 2018, it was that random phone call from Justin that basically pulled him right back into her life. And by July, they were engaged. Yep, that fast. Meanwhile, over on Selena Gomez's side of things, she's dropping Lose You to Love Me and singing lyrics like, in 2 months, you replaced us like it was easy. And everyone's like, whoa, the timing is kind of wild when you line it all up. And here's where things get even messier. Some fans, they think Haley's family had a whole master plan to get her with Justin, like conspiracy theory level planning. And honestly, once you hear all the little pieces, it kind of makes you squint and go, huh. Because during that same Fallon interview, Haley also got asked about when she and Justin first met. She laughed and said it almost felt like an arranged marriage. Yep, her words. Apparently, their first time meeting was way back in 2009 on The Today Show. Hailey said Justin was just getting started back then, and she didn't really know who he was yet. Then Jimmy asked, "Wait, so were you a believer back then?" And she's like, "Not really, no. I didn't know much about him." Naturally, the internet is like, girl, what? People are dragging her, calling her a liar, and saying she's trying to rewrite history. And to be fair, there are receipts, like actual photos and stories floating around where she was apparently hanging out at the same spots as Justin. There are even rumors that she was trying to figure out what hotel he was staying at in New York one time. So, of course, everyone's pointing to that and saying, "You definitely knew who he was. What do you mean you weren't a believer?" But here's the thing, not to go full Haley defense mode, but if you watch the old footage of the day she met Justin for the first time, it's kind of clear she wasn't the one fangirling the most. Her dad. Oh, he was all in. Total fan energy. He even brought Justin a skateboard DVD that he'd made and handed it to him like, "Hey, buddy, check this out." It was actually kind of awkward. You could see Haley standing there like, "Please stop talking, Dad." And this was way back in 2009. Justin had just started blowing up, and honestly, Haley didn't seem all that into the moment. She didn't look starstruck or excited. If anything, she looked a little embarrassed. Like, why is my dad trying so hard to be this kid's best friend? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Even though Haley says she wasn't really a believer then, she did later become a fan. That yet is important. Because in 2009, maybe she really didn't know much about Justin. But fast forward a couple years, and yeah, she was definitely showing up to events, posing in photos with him, and going to his movie premiere. And guess who was right there beside her at the Never Say Never premiere? Yup, her dad again. It almost feels like he was the one who was super into Justin and kind of nudged her closer to him over time. Like maybe her dad was the original believer in the family, and Haley just slowly caught the wave after. Some folks online say Haley was basically stalking him for years, but maybe, just maybe, it was her dad who kept putting her in places where Justin would be. Almost like he was planting little seeds along the way, helping things fall into place. Justin once chatted about how he first met Haley during an interview when Demi Lovato was filling in for Ellen on her show. And the way he told the story? Honestly, it sounded like something out of a movie. He half joked that it felt like an arranged marriage. He said Haley's dad basically yanked her out of bed that morning, like, "Come on, you're meeting someone important." At the time, Haley didn't seem super into it, kind of grumpy actually. But Justin looked back on it and was like, "Yeah, now that I think about it, that whole thing, totally set up." The families had the same faith, similar values, and probably thought, "Hey, why not introduce the kids and see what happens?" And sure, maybe Haley didn't even know what was going on at first. She was young, probably more annoyed than anything. But her dad definitely seemed like he had a little mission. Like he was planting seeds for the future, whether Haley knew it or not. Over time, though, things changed. Haley did grow into a full on fan, and obviously they ended up together. So you'd think people would move on, right? But nope. Fans are still picking apart every little detail, especially now that Justin's been acting kind of off lately. A lot of people are starting to wonder if Justin's okay. Some fans think he's dealing with something serious, and that being around Haley, or more specifically, the Baldwin family, might not be helping. There's this whole theory going around that the Baldwins were always trying to push this relationship, and that maybe Justin got wrapped up in something he didn't fully see coming. And while all this is happening, Selena's out here living her best life. New music, a shiny engagement ring, and press events with her fiance, Benny Blanco, who used to be tight with Justin. That's just fueling more fan theories. They're connecting dots and saying, this isn't just drama. Justin looks like he's spiraling. Now, of course, maybe Justin's just trolling online or building hype because he's got a new album about to drop. That could explain the weird Instagram lives and cryptic posts. But then again, his Saturday night live stream really had people raising eyebrows. He looked off, not just quirky or playful, but like something deeper might be going on. So here's the thing. Some people think Justin's just being creative lately, maybe trying to stir the pot a little to get people talking. You know, the usual new music might be coming kind of vibe. But not everyone's convinced. A lot of fans are straight up worried. They're watching his every move and asking stuff like, is he actually okay? And does he feel stuck in his life? And of course, that puts Haley right back in the spotlight. People are throwing around all kinds of wild stuff, saying maybe she chased him for years. Maybe their relationship was planned from the start, and maybe he's not happy now. It's like the internet is digging through every old clip and turning it into a clue. Now, maybe Justin's just sitting on his couch after going live, laughing and thinking, can't wait to see what Twitter says about that. It could all be a joke or a clever move to build hype. But truthfully, no one outside their circle really knows what's happening when the cameras are off. What's clear is this: people can't stop talking. That live stream, it didn't help quiet things down, it actually made the rumors louder. And with old interviews being reposted everywhere, Haley's getting hit with a ton of heat again. Some folks are dragging her like she personally wrote the script to trap Justin, while others are saying her dad was the one who really pushed everything from the beginning. Like maybe he was the one playing matchmaker, and Haley just kind of followed along until it became real. If you found this video interesting, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.